hello again.
Hello. Again.
Yeah, it's again. Another week, another Friday, another date night. Yay.
Awesome.
We'll be watching Is Marriage Dying by Richard Reeves from Big Think. Big Think? Is that how you pronounce it?
Big think.
Big Think?
Yeah.
Okay, let's start them. There you go. Let's start. The great question. It is a great question.
There's been a general decline in marriage, but behind that general decline is a more interesting story. I think it's important we try to understand why people do get married in the first place. For some people, of course, it's a religious matter. It's a covenantal relationship. I think for many more people, there's an economic element to it. There's obviously the companionship and love. You fall in love and want to spend the rest of your life with someone. So there's a romantic element to marriage. And another reason was because they got pregnant. The so-called shotgun wedding. There was a sense that if you were bringing in your life into the world, that should be done within...
And this we did it for the papers.
Sometimes
so we could be together.
Today that was in the past. Being married is a way of signaling success and status within a society, and so there's a blend of reasons between religion, romance, economics and status that have traditionally led people to the marital state. The old model of marriage was, for the woman, it was an economic necessity, particularly if she was going to have children, to be with a man who would be the provider, and obviously that has hugely changed now. And for the man, it was a way to attach himself to
cooks,
children.
Cleans, to go to the
he was going to
household.
have children, he had to do that with a
in
woman.
this
She
household.
was
Exactly.
going to raise the children.
Kind of.
But if she was doing that, he had to provide
You
for
bring
them
home the
too.
bacon.
And so there was this complementarity
provider.
to that traditional view of marriage, which of
Actually,
course
you're
was
the provider.
founded on
We're
a very
both
deep
providers.
inequality between men and women. That was a
provide each
driving
other.
force of the women's movement,
For each
including
other.
people like Gloria Steinem, saying the point is to make marriage into a choice rather than a necessity, and to actually free women from the economic bondage, as they would have put it, of marriage. And that inequality is what's been successfully shattered gladly by the women's movement.
All of us must stand up together and say no more.
The very institution of marriage, which is central to human societies, has been fundamentally transformed. It's one engaged into in very egalitarian principles. Women have huge exit power. I think it's important to know that women are twice as likely as men to file for divorce. So women are using exit power from marriage. They're not stuck in bad marriages anymore, which is a huge achievement for humanity. But for men, of course, the old role of, well, I'll just provide while you raise the kids, that's out of the window too. And so men's role in marriage and what it means to be marriageable, to use a slightly ugly term from social science, is very different now for men from what it was in the past. And women are looking for something much more than just a paycheck. It's a bit like the kaleidoscope has been shaken and the patterns haven't quite settled yet. You see lesbian and gay couples being able to opt into marriage. Within a couple of years of the Supreme Court decision, we saw 3 out of 5 lesbian and gay couples choosing to get married. You see a big class gap opening up, fewer working class and lower income Americans opting into the institution.
It's too expensive,
What we have
that's
is
why.
what my
They spent
colleague is
thousands on it.
calls one of
I
the
mean,
main class
that's insane.
fractures in American society. No one expected that it was Americans with the most choice and the most economic power, and especially the American
And
women
they all have large
with the
families.
most choice and economic power, who
Our
were
wedding
the
was
ones who were
cheap.
continuing to get married and
Still
stay
was
married.
like 500,
There's a
half a
very
grand.
slight decline
Yeah.
for those, say, with 4-year college degrees, but a really big decline
Not
for those
counting
with
the
less
pictures.
education. The typical college-educated American woman is almost as likely to get married as her mother was, and if anything, a little bit more likely to stay married than her mother was. So there really hasn't been much of a decline in marriage at all in the top ranks of American society. Meanwhile, significant declines lower down. One of the other big changes has been a significant shift up in the age of first marriage, up to closer to 30 now. And I think about my parents who married at 21, having met at 17, pretty common. And actually as late as 1970, most women who went to college in the US, which was a minority of course, but most of them were married within a year of graduating college. That's a world that's very difficult to fathom now, where both men and women are entering the labor market, they're becoming economically successful, they're establishing themselves.
It's like I was telling you
In
about
some
a teacher that I
ways,
had that
you do all that
she said
first,
that the girls are
then you
going
marry.
to college and the university and stuff
And
to
so
find
marriage
husbands.
has become
Oh,
more
yeah.
like the capstone. Increasingly, marriage is a signal of everything that has led up to the ceremony.
Back in the Victorian
rather
days,
than the beginning of a
the
journey.
Victorian days.
It's as much
All
the
the
end
movies they
of a
watch,
journey
they always
to a
saying,
position where people
"You
feel
gotta
like
find
they're
a husband."
married now.
So they get
We
all
can't
pretty
tell a
and
single story about
dressed
marriage
up
in
and-
America anymore in the way we could just 40
like,
years
what do you
ago.
bring
We
to
have
the
to tell
table?
different stories based
I bring
on
the money.
class
What do you
and
bring?
race and geography. We've seen
That's
this
what
real
the
divide
what's that
opening
called?
up in
The
marriage
women
in
bring
US.
the thing when they get married.
Americans
What's that
now
word
are
for in
much
English?
less likely to see marriage as something that you have to do to be
Dowry?
a complete person or have a good life.
Oh, yes.
Only 1 in 10
I don't read that.
Americans now
I watch
believe that
movies.
it's essential
You
to
know,
be
like when
married,
basically
to have a
women
fulfilling
have
life.
the like women like girls that they getting married, they have to bring something in. They usually like material stuff or money or this and that. There's a word, I think it's a dowry. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but it's dowry.
I don't know.
Yeah.
We gotta find out.
In all fairness, I actually forgot how it's called in Polish as well. So
That's a huge cultural change. I think what we can safely say is that the model of marriage that was founded on economic dependency of women on men is completely obsolete. Now I think we've created models of the family that are much more equal and much fairer, but maybe not quite as stable in many cases too. And the challenge we all face is to find ways to create more stability in our family life, but without sacrificing the goal of equality which has animated the movement of the last 50 years. I think what we should be looking to is how do we have strong relationships within which people can raise kids well? And if marriage has a part to play in that, then great. But there are alternative models around civil partnerships and so on too. What matters is parenting. What matters is how we raise our kids. And I do think that it's quite possible to imagine a renewed future for marriage based around egalitarianism between men and women, but a shared commitment to kids. But I think that's for us to create. If marriage is to survive, it will be in a new model, not a restoration of the old model.
Yeah.
Get smarter, faster with videos from the world's biggest thinkers. And to learn
That
even
was
more from
interesting.
the world's biggest thinkers.
It was.
that's very interesting. Different take on the marriage and stuff. I mean, not different. It's just basically he kind of put everything in one thought about why people were getting married, why women especially were getting married.
Yeah.
Because
People being forced to get married.
not even not forced as in physically and stuff like that, but like let's say up to like I watched something recently and basically they were saying up to like 1960s or even 70s women couldn't have their separate accounts in the bank and stuff like that, and they had to have like a sign of a husband or father or something like that to take out the money from their bank accounts if they had them and all that. So yeah, it was kind of like that.
I was in charge of the money. I would be in charge of the money. We got a PS5 ages ago.
Yeah. On top of all of the Xboxes and PlayStations that we already have, and the massive amount of different consoles that I don't even remember the names. Yeah. Anyway.
For the dawn of time.
Hopefully you found that interesting video as us. I didn't mention we didn't get married because we had to.
No, we didn't.
My way of thinking, I was always kind of like thinking I didn't have to get married. I didn't need to. Never dreamed about big marriage and wedding and all that. So the fact that we are married is just the reason that someone needed a green card.
No, I didn't need a green card. We just needed to
I'm
be
just
together.
joking.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, we just.
In order for us to be together,
Yeah,
we had to get married.
Yeah,
So we had to get married.
we had to.
Have to.
Yeah, if we didn't have to get married, if there would be no need for the paperwork and stuff like that for us to be together, we probably wouldn't get married.
No.
No.
I
I
was-
already had one marriage.
yeah.
I never thought about
I was married
getting
before.
married, so
Didn't work out.
yeah.
Second marriage wasn't in the books, but then I met her and said, okay,
yeah.
in order to be
Well,
together.
end up nicely. We just have to do some paperwork every 5 years now for Eric.
Yeah.
Alright. Oh, by the way, I didn't really introduce ourselves. I'm Maga,
I'm
and
Eric.
this is Eric, my husband. He will be with us every Friday.
Every Friday.
Yes.
And I need more caffeine because I'm like,
He's gonna bring some more cola into that video. Maybe you should watch some cola videos.
oh yeah.
Thanks for watching and next time.
Bye
Bye.
for now.